Hey everybody, welcome to our little paradise, our little land where we decided to start our life. And after a few years in, we, decided why not tap the trees. I mean, these are silver maples. They're not ideal for sap, for maple sugar. Syrup, I mean maple sugar. Anyways, they're not ideal, but they will still give you good sap to be used. There's just a bit less sugar contents in it. As you can see, you got a few. These are all silver maples my grandpa planted before I grew up. I actually bought the land from my brother that bought it from my dad. And my dad built a house right next to my grandpa's house. This is the land that he bought. He used to be all kinds of hay in here. We used to grow hay. Not quite sure for what. I think it was for the chicken. Well, there you go. Now this here, these trees that got damaged in the 98 ice storm. Well, these trees are sugar maples. These are the right tree. Like trees make the sap that everybody knows around the world. You can't mistake it. That's the best tasting, maple flavored. Right? So, I mean, we emptied out all these buckets yesterday, but there's a bit in there, not much. Doesn't really matter. No, we might get it later. Actually, add it. Well, that's not working in one hand, so I'll come back a bit later and just do it with another, with my both hands. So here you go. The side of the end of the land, the southern side. Just had a snowstorm here yesterday, so there's about maybe a foot, maybe less than a foot, 25 centimeters of snow that came down. All these are apple trees that we planted not so long ago. Well, these 5 ones, these are last year's, and this, pardon me, these are the ones from the year before. We got a Wolf River, Empire, and Honeycrisp down there. And here, you got a Cortland. You get a, I always forget the name of that one. But this is a yellow transparent. This is a Spartum. This is the, my Norland, I think. Anyways, and here you got 2 pear trees. Now we're gonna add pear trees eventually down there, but for now, those are the ones that we have. This is gonna be the big area we just cleared for our garden. Our little, it's 75 foot by 55 foot, maybe 60 at the tip there. It's going to be huge. We're going to have some corn in there, all the potatoes you want, carrots, all the veggies. And right there, where the wall is now that we built, chicken coop is going there underneath these trees. We're going to have our egg-laying chickens. So this is our little homestead. We just started building these. Well, we got here like 4 years ago, but we had to figure out what we wanted to do with this land, and that's it. More sugar maples, and you got more sugar maples down there through the forest, but it's getting a bit far from the house for now, and we are new at this, so I mean, got all the time in the world to go tap all these ones down there. You got a sugar maple down there. The color it becomes Well, you can see, I can see it, but you see a bunch of trees. It becomes almost whitish yellow. Pretty tree. And those are all sugar maples down there. Luckily for us, you know, see the big tree right in front of us, right there? Well, that one is an ash tree. I mean, luckily for us. Unluckily for us too, in a way. They're all dead. All these trees, there's a bunch on the floor there, because I made them fall last year. As you can see, that one I kind of screwed up, stuck in a tree. But all these ash trees are dead. We're taking them down, make sure the rest of the forest is the only thing that we see in the back. So this forest, this entire thing, was my grandpa's dream. He actually ordered the trees, but he died before he could plant them. So my family, when I was about 2 or 3, maybe 4 years old, banded together, and they went and bought about, but planted about 2.5, 3 acres of trees. This is their legacy. About, well, the biggest one must be about 65, 70 feet tall, maybe even more. It's hard to say, quite honest. But we have about there's 3, there's about 9 maples going down there, and down there after the pines there's another section, about maybe 4 maples. We got a big one right there, so we got about maybe 10, 15 more maples that we can tap. So we need to go get more buckets, but for now, this year we have 39 buckets, and that's enough. Look at how gorgeous this is. This is just gorgeous. Anyways, this is a bit of a tour of the land. I mean, there's going to be more. We still have trees to cut down because some are sick and take up valuable space. It's where we used to make our fires. It used to be a huge that's like French. A huge pile of wood right there. We burned that entire day last summer. It was beautiful. Now we just cleared out a huge part where we're going to be planting a bunch more trees. We already did. Planted a white populus in there. There's about 4 or 5 little pines. There's our weeping willow right there with the pin. A little weeping willow, doing good, 3 years in. And in the back, closer to the neighbor, we planted a bunch of it's prushes in French, hemlocks. Hemlocks. You're gonna have to forgive my French, my English, I mean, because my French is my first language. I'm not that bad though. So this concludes our little walk, and this is where we started. This used to be a chicken coop, by the way. The second floor was an entire coop. And you see our maple burning away down there, and my girl that just opened the door there, but she didn't want to be on camera, so that's turned away the camera. So this is the land. Hope you enjoyed it.